Basically, today this is about civil disobedience and opposition to the construction of the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. We're basically out here trying to communicate that this is not the way to a sustainable future. Dominion basically has a monopoly in Virginia, and they've actually recently pushed through legislation to make themselves have even more of a monopoly. They're the largest non-party contributor to both the Democratic and the Republican parties. And right now, pipelines are very much the front lines of climate justice. And we're out here saying that we don't want more entrenched fossil fuel infrastructure. We want renewable energy. We don't want renewable energy sprinkled on top of an overwhelming amount of fossil fuel energy. We believe this pipeline is the wrong way to go, and that this threatens many people's future. Right now, the pipeline is slated to be constructed over sacred Monacan burial mounds, as well as African American slave cemeteries. So basically, we're out here trying to encourage our legislators, our leaders, to make the right decision and to not build this pipeline, to invest in renewable energy for a sustainable future. A sustainable future is not about a fossil fuel sustaining pipeline and all of the many risks associated with natural gas, pipeline explosions, toxic fracking, which is a huge threat to both air quality and water quality.
In here, I have some speakers who are ready to speak to you. If you'd like to hear some comments, can we start with Kendall Crawford from Sierra Club? So my name is Kendall Crawford. I'm the community organizer for the Sierra Club for Richmond. Just wanted to say a few words. Well, right here in Richmond, we are already feeling the impacts of climate disruption, and we know that we have a moral obligation to act. We cannot let our city, currently the top asthma capital of the United States of America, further endanger our public health, especially for asthmatics, allergy sufferers, and vulnerable communities by ignoring predicted decreases in air quality due to climate change. Already, for 1 to 5 days out of the year, Richmond annually does not meet the EPA's health standard for smog. Ragweed is also present here, and both combined present a double whammy to health for people with allergies and asthma. Climate change is predicted to further decrease air quality by prolonging the number of bad air days. Climate impacts are already being felt here in the Richmond area, from the declaration of Chaco Bottom as a disaster area from Tropical Storm Gaston in 2004 to the breaking of local heat and rainfall records. The National Climate Assessment released last year announced that children, the elderly, the sick, the poor, and some communities of color are the most at risk of the negative health impacts of climate change. The assessment reports that the impacts of climate change are here today, and that they will intensify existing threats to health. One threat predicted to worsen is respiratory stress from poor air quality. This does not look good for those like me with conditions like asthma, with the report predicting increased smog, wildfires, longer pollen seasons, higher pollen concentrations, and worsening indoor air quality due to fungi and molds. We cannot afford to let climate change amplify our health risks, especially when it will come at the expense of the most vulnerable among us. And we definitely cannot ignore the alarming health disparities within our communities. According to the U.S. Office of Minority Health, African Americans are 3 times more likely to die from asthma-related causes than Caucasians. And African American children are 3.6 times more likely to visit the emergency room for asthma than Caucasian children. According to the Energy, Economics, and the Environment Effects on African Americans report released by the African American Association of Blacks in Energy, approximately 78% of African Americans live within 30 miles of a coal-fired power plant. Although coal is often hailed as being one of the most cost-effective energy solutions, this does not take into account all of the burdens that weigh down on the communities closest to the plants. Unfortunately, African Americans have fewer resources to manage these added impacts, and these communities end up suffering from increased rates of asthma, lost school and work days, not to mention lead exposure, which has been linked to attention deficits and higher incidences of violent crime. Surely these expenses should be calculated as a part of the true cost of our energy production. Which is why I am thrilled that just last year, the Environmental Protection Agency proposed the Clean Power Plan. The Environmental Protection Agency's Clean Power Plan is the first ever national limit on carbon pollution, from our power plants. With power plants being the chief source of our nation's carbon emissions, cutting carbon pollution will not only protect our public health, but our public safety as well. And I guess in closing up, if you see a bright pink petition going around, please be sure to sign it. Thanks so much. You can't stop the revolution!
Can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution!
We can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution!
Can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution!
Can't stop the revolution!
You can't stop the revolution!
Can't stop the revolution!
Can't stop the revolution!
Can't stop the revolution!
All right, people, I need you to move in place. Let's move in a quiet zone. Legendary sunshine. No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine. No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine. No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine.
No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline
Unless it carries sunshine.
No fracking pipeline!
unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline
Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline! Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline! Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline! Unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine!
No fracking pipeline! Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline!
Unless it carries sunshine! No fracking pipeline unless it carries sunshine!
Wind and solar, who knows the truth.
The Tidewater region of Virginia, our Commonwealth, is second only to Louisiana in vulnerability to climate change-induced sea level rise. We saw what happened in New Orleans. We don't want it to happen here. Please stop selling our futures. Please stop selling our futures.
Please stay on the sidewalk. For the bridge.